Hello everyone, Juxtaposition here. Today's video will be entitled Anne Heche Mendacites, because that's really all that's available in the poppycock, mockingbird, clandestine service controlled media are mendacities. Alright, I have an advantage now. I've been doing this for over a year. I've got a lot of content. I have hundreds of videos that I've produced. And, Hollywood taught me about television series where they go into reruns and syndication. So I'm going to go back and repost some videos that I did on Anne Heche. You'll be happy to know that YouTube, Google deleted 100% of these videos. So I guess I touched a nerve. They deleted 100 videos. So I did 15 videos on the Anne Heche hoax, fiery car crash that never happened. Just to dumb it down for you, you remember it wasn't that long ago. It's less than a year ago. It was August 5th, 2022. The TMZ, Harvey Levin, TMZ, fake entertainment, Hollywood gossip news. He reported, along with the usual outlets, that Anne Heche, driving a Mini Cooper wagon four-door, was going, 80 to 90 miles an hour down Preston Way, which is a very narrow street, very narrow, magically across a crowned road, which is called Walgrove Avenue, in a perpendicular pattern, magically avoided a fire hydrant, crashed through a 40-foot tall hedgerow that hasn't moved in over 30 years, and then somehow got on a Houdini magic carpet, rose up 36 inches above the lawn, and went through sheetrock, 2x4s into a living room, then drove across a small little house, 750 square foot, military industrial home left over from 1952 for training military troops in the Culver City area, and then crashed into the kitchen at the very eastern end of this house at 1766 Walgrove Avenue. Just here to tell you, if you were a Formula One race car champion, if you were Michael Schumacher, I don't care if you're a Hollywood stunt driver, I don't care if your name's Steve McQueen, you could not drive a car or a truck or a Jeep or a Range Rover down Preston Way and across a busy boulevard known as Walgrove Avenue and go through a hedgerow without breaking a single branch or leaving a leaf unturned, and plow into a home which is 3 feet above ground level on cinder block concrete, and then have the home incinerate in a felony arson blaze without damaging either neighbor on both the north and south sides, which have been completely remodeled homes. They have similar small square footage, 750 to 800 square foot, because they also were military housing at one time in the 1950s and 60s. And they've been remodeled, though, and upgraded. And only this dump teardown with a so-called tenant by the name of Lynn Michelle, who has a pet tortoise and 2 doggies. She has 2 doggies and a turtle. Do you know how hard it is to rent a house with a pet? Just one pet? She has 3 pets. She has a tortoise and 2 doggies. And she's only been living there for, a day or less. And she magically was playing with her turtle in the backyard when Anne Heche plowed into her house, incinerating it, but not right away. There was a good 15-20 minutes time differential from when Anne Heche was trapped inside of her Mini Cooper, and this neighbor, who is a crisis actor with an Amazon Ring camera on his front door, came to her rescue, then abandoned ship and decided it wasn't possible to rescue Anne Heche, so he fled the scene, whereupon the house erupted in a fireball. And then later we're treated to a photograph of a woman who kind of sort of looks like Anne Heche on a stretcher and a body bag, and then she unzips herself from the body bag from the inside, which, by the way, it's not possible to do that. Anyway, that's not Anne Heche. Anne Heche was not participating in any automobile crash whatsoever. So I'm just going to tell you the whole thing was a crisis hoax. The fire department was fake too. They were fake. The fire was a felony arson. It was the Hollywood contractor clandestine service crews that did it. There were oodles of people on the perimeter, radio men on the perimeter, who supervised every aspect of this Hollywood stunt, which is what it was. And then we're told that Anne Heche, who has life-threatening burns, is taken to the Grossman Burn Center, which is in Canoga Park, which is the head of the porn center in San Fernando Valley, which, by the way, is the furthest medical hospital from this crash scene. You do know that UCLA has a burn center, and they're less than 5 miles distance from Culver City, Mar Vista, where this accident supposedly happened at 1766 Walgrove Avenue. You can Google that distance to UCLA Medical Center. It's about 5.25 miles or 4.9 miles, depending on which roads you take. But in any case, it's a lot less than the 25 miles distance it is up to West Hills, Canoga Park, right outside of Hidden Hills, gated community for the porn people. That's where Jose Menendez was building a 9,000 square foot home, is in close proximity to the Grossman Burn Center, which is supposedly been a part of the West Hills Medical Center. And Peter Grossman is the quasi-director, along with his wife, Rebecca, who's their fundraising foundation director. You should know that I understand why they took the crisis actress to this place. It's because Peter and Rebecca Grossman are looking at felony manslaughter murder charges for killing 2 little boys up in Westlake Village 2 years earlier in September 2020. And they're looking at a $25 million lawsuit, which is going to follow their felony manslaughter convictions. It appears that Rebecca Grossman was drunk. It's a DUI, high-speed crash. She fled the scene. She even hit the brakes to knock one of the kids off the hood of her car, then drove over the kid a second time. In other words, she plowed into the kid. He came up onto her hood. She hit the brakes, made him fall forward, drove back over him a second time, killing 2 little boys, age 8 and 11, I believe, as their parents looked on in horror around twilight in September 2020. Anyway, that's why you'd probably want to avoid UCLA and go on up to 2 people that will easily say whatever you tell them and read whatever script you tell them in exchange for some money to pay their lawyers, not to mention their lawsuit that they'll be losing. Anyway, the whole thing was a hoax. I'm going to post several of the videos. They are on BitChute. They're all there. None of them are on YouTube because Google has deleted them, and I don't feel like reposting them. It's too tedious and time-consuming, and they might just get deleted again. So I'm going to post a few of them. If you want a page back, you can find all 15 of them. I'm not going to spend time doing 15, but I'll do a few. Just bear in mind that the address where this alleged scene happened all began in downtown Venice, the city of Venice at Venice Beach, which is where Arnold Schwarzenegger, and his steroid beauty pageant training at Muscle Beach is behind the hair salon where Anne Heche purchased a red wig just within 20 minutes of this crash scene happening. That is right across the parking lot for the Straight Satan CIA motorcycle group that sells drugs to Los Angeles County out of Venice Beach, where Arnold Schwarzenegger takes steroids to become a beauty pageant in a little bikini briefs. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the fake governor of California, the fake Terminator, right? The fake Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, the fake anti-Semite apologist, the apologist for the Semite category, the Zions. Anyway, you should know that MGM and military intelligence has had a long history. It really goes back to 1776 when Loyola Marymount was initially created, University Indoctrination Systems, which later became Loyola Marymount, which is the merger of 2 colleges came together, and it's now, Jesuit University de Loyola. And so what I wanted to tell you is that This is where the Anne Heche crash happened. It's where Modern Family filmed some of their episodes at Venice High School. It's just walking distance from this crime scene. This is walking distance from where Sharon Tate signed her first deal with the devil at Filmways, which is in a department of MGM, which is at Culver City, which is now called Sony Pictures, which is owned by Amazon. It's MGM. Sony is MGM. Sony is Amazon. That's walking distance to where Anne Heche allegedly crashed her car, where I'm saying, no, she was taken away somewhere else. She's somewhere else. But they positioned a car there. Then they had incendiary devices to create this fake explosion that did not endanger the next door neighbors. It's very controlled. This is Culver City. This is Mar Vista. This is Venice. This is Venice Beach. This is home to some spook schools, that Dakota Johnson attended. The New Road School, I believe, is walking distance, about a mile away from this accident. This is walking distance to where Dennis Wilson of the Beach Boys was murdered, drowned at Marina Del Rey, where the Jose Menendez sons lived in the Marina Del Rey Towers there. When they were arrested, they had residency at Marina Del Rey. That's where Natalie Wood kept her boat. The Splendor was at Marina Del Rey when she was taken to be murdered at Santa Catalina Island. Natalie Wood stayed on a boat there in Marina Del Rey. Dennis Wilson murdered there 2 years later. Marina Del Rey, 1983, he was done away with. Natalie Wood murdered there in 1981. The Menendez brothers arrested in 1990 from Marina Del Rey. See a little pattern here. New Road School, Dakota Johnson. Before that, she went to the Santa Catalina Academy in Monterey, where Abigail Folger went, where Patricia Hearst went, where Dr. Victor Oda's two daughters attended Santa Catalina School. That's where Dakota Johnson went before she transferred to the New Road School, walking distance from the Anne Heche car crash. In other words, I'm telling you, her event happened in a CIA zip code. All right, you got that? So anyway, enjoy yourself. Knock yourself out. I've got 15 videos. I'm going to post a select number of them if you want to go back. Just keep paging back under juxtaposition stories. I think I have it also under William Egan Colby DCI, William Egan Colby channel. Have fun, enjoy, and we'll talk soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.